We're at our video production facility where we make our car movies and broadcast it all over the world on our giant antenna. That's why I can't afford a decent camera. After I pay the bills, I don't have any money left. And for this episode, looks like we have ourselves a 2020 Ford Escape, which I'm told has been totally redesigned this year. And let's get on the side of the building so we can get out of the wind. This is a nice looking car, especially with this metallic gold paint. We also did some video tests on the new Chevrolet Blazer and the GMC Acadia all-wheel drive. We'll have a link for those videos at the end of this video, so you're getting 3 tests for the price of 1, which is free. As with any vehicle, there's curiosity about the price tag. Since this was one of the first ones off the assembly line, it doesn't come with a price tag, nor does it have any EPA fuel economy information on here. Don't worry about that. We'll be wrecking lots of miles to get the real world fuel economy. The base price starts around $25,000, however, and this is the upgraded SEL, which offers a bigger engine and more goodies, around $30,000. But if you get everything, totally everything, there's a titanium model that's $40,000. Well, $39,995, 40 grand. Wow, that's a lot of dough. If you order the base vehicle, you get a 1.5 liter turbo putting out 180 horsepower, rate 27 mpg in the city, 33 on the highway, and 30 overall. That's with 2-wheel drive. On the SEL, we get a 2-liter turbo putting out 250 horsepower, connected to an all-wheel drive system, rate 22 in the city, 31 on the highway, and 26 overall. Both engines come with an 8-speed automatic transmission with a rotary shifter, which I prefer a lot better than the stick shift. This doesn't take up any room, more convenient to use. There is a manual mode, if you press in the middle there. That allows you to choose gears manually by operating the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. This comes with a fuel saver program that shuts off the engine at stoplights, but if you don't like that, you can disconnect it by pressing that button. Thank you very much. And this on the left is the drive mode button. Gives you a choice of normal, eco, sport, slippery, and deep snow and sand. Since we're in the cabin, we might as well look at the rest of the interior features. Here's the rear view camera. This screen's about the right size, not too big, not too small. The navigation and radio controls are rather easy to use, and we do get a genuine volume control knob and tuning knob, making it much easier. The gauge cluster is well designed, although I'm picking up a lot of glare at certain angles of the sun. Not as bad as some other Fords I've driven lately, though. There's lots of room in this glove box. This isn't the fanciest interior I've ever had, but the controls are very simple and quality workmanship is very good, so I'm not complaining. Let's take this out and do some driving, and the first thing we'll do is test these headlights out in the dark. These are pretty fancy looking. While the sun's gone down, let's take these lights out and see what they do. Look bright enough. We'll find out soon enough. Here I have the low beams on the building 100 feet away. Not much height, but a good wide spread. And someone run over. Here we have the low beams on the building 100 feet away. Not much height, but a good wide spread. And someone ran over one of our cones. Hey, those cost money. Go to the high beam. Certainly bright in the middle. And here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away. Not a wide spread, but decent light, decent height. Go to low beam. Reaches out around 2/3 of the way, which is more than adequate for city driving. The rear view camera has a wide enough spread. The quality is better looking in person than on this cheap camera. No complaints. Ford did an excellent job on the power steering. Pretty responsive, good feeling feedback. No complaints. This 2-liter turbo has power, but you have to get the revs up to really get any results on it. A bit slow from a stoplight. If you're in a hurry, just put it in the sport mode and gun it. Now we're picking up. This is a pretty smooth engine. Brakes are very good too. On the street, I have found the ride to be a bit on the firm side. At the same time, it's comfortable enough, so it should be interesting to see what happens when we hit these speed bumps around 15 to 20 miles per hour, as we do in all our videos. Here comes bump number 1. Smooth enough. Bump number 2. Again, smooth. Number 3. And the nasty one coming up. Yeah, I felt that one, but it wasn't too bad. Overall, the suspension on this vehicle is a very good design. We're going to take this Escape on the freeway, do a quick trip, see what type of fuel economy we can get. The Escape is a nice highway cruiser. The suspension provides plenty of stability even in crosswinds. And the wind noise itself is a lot lower than I expected. Although the cheap microphone in this camera might amplify the noise a bit more than it is in person. It is pretty quiet in here, trust me. The driving position is ideal and the seats are a lot more comfortable than I expected them to be. So far, so good. We're coming to the end of the line, so we'll pull over and see what our fuel economy ended up being. Well, the EPA claims 31 miles to the gallon, but I see in spite of my lead foot, we got 29.8 miles to the gallon. Seems reasonable to me. For those interested, this vehicle's been in our fleet for around 1,228 miles. There were several drivers who had this before me, and this is what the economy was overall. 27.2. Of course, we have no idea how they were driving. Could have been mostly freeway. Don't know. But this is just what the numbers say. An SUV isn't a real SUV if it doesn't go off-road. So let's take it off-road. And I see we've got some deep sand here. I stated earlier in the video I like the gauge cluster, but now I'm out here in the desert at high noon and you see the reflections. Now I don't think I like it as much. This doesn't happen all the time, just at certain angles at certain times of the day, and you would think somebody at Ford would catch this before it went into production. Had the same problem with the Ford Mustang. Kind of unusual for a totally redesigned all-new 2020 car, so it's going to be a while before they fix this, I think. Not a deal killer, just annoying. So let's put it in the deep snow sand mode and see if we get stuck. And the secret is just keep your foot down on the accelerator and don't stop. By the way, if you hear a bunch of clanky noises, it's not the vehicle. I have some metal chairs in the back storage area. 100 miles from the nearest city, and somebody actually put a street sign out here in the middle of nowhere. And I do mean nowhere. Nothing here. On the street, I found the Escape's ride to be a bit firmer than what I prefer, but I must say I'm very impressed with the way the suspension's absorbing impacts out here on these ruts. Far above average for a vehicle this size. I'm definitely impressed. Here's my favorite cow. I call her Hillary. What's up, Hillary? Where's Bill? Ah, there he is, flirting with the other females. This Escape does have very good ground clearance, by the way, which comes in handy when you're going in spots like this. Keeps you away from the nasty rocks. And the advantage of having a small SUV like this, you can fit in narrow trails that bigger rigs can't. Ranch patrol duties are over, so we're going to hit the pavement and go back into town. We're going to take a shortcut to the freeway. We're going to have to drive through this thick sand everybody's been getting stuck in. Let's see if we get stuck. I hope not. Ford wants to pick this up tomorrow morning and I'd be disappointed. So let's see how the sand traction computer mode works. Ooh, this is some nasty stuff. Sliding all over the place. Go, baby, go. Come on. So what's my take on this Ford Escape after a week of driving? Had some minor issues like the glare from the gauge cluster. That's no big deal. Overall, it's a very well engineered vehicle. Drives very nice. I was very impressed. The price tag running around 25 to 35 grand is pretty much in the ballpark between this and all the competitors. As far as the $40,000 titanium model, well, it's kind of steep for me. I'd have to take a peek and see what we're getting for that. Here are some links to other compact SUVs we've done videos on. Just click and watch.